Today, Noah and Valentine arrived at Equine+outreach Horse Rescue and Adoption Center in Bend, Oregon. These two horses were not prepared at all to leave home, and actually had to be chased into the trailer to get them loaded. Even though Noah is wearing a halter, his old owners couldn't even get up to him to lead him into the trailer. Both these horses are Kiger Mustangs, though not off the BLM. They were bred out of wild-caught parents, both from the Riddle HMA near Burns, Oregon. I began by walking into their pen and following them from behind. I just walked around to their blind spot and acted like I was joining the herd. When you stand in a horse's blind spot, they're naturally inclined to turn around and look at you because they can't see you very well. When the horse turns around, you go, "What? Who, me?" and start walking the other way. This reaction captures the horse's curiosity, and they're naturally inclined to follow. It's counterintuitive, but the quicker you retreat, the more they'll hurry to catch up to you. Sometimes they'll stop following because it draws them too far away from their friend or too far away from their gate, where they might be most comfortable. If this happens, just turn around and start following them again. After all, this is a game about equality. As your horse follows you, gradually spiral in. As they get close to you and become inclined to sniff you, at that point you can kneel down and offer a treat by holding it on the ground. Horses who haven't had treats before, or don't really trust you, are very unlikely to take the treat from your hand. Your hand is in an odd position and smells funny, but if you hold the treat on the ground, they're naturally drawn down to see what's at their feet, and usually will sample some grain. It's important to use quite a large handful of grain because they don't like to reach through the grain and accidentally brush your palm. If you start with more grain, they can spill some of it off and still get some without really having to come into close contact with your hand. After taking about 3 nibbles from your hand, they'll begin to be okay with your smell and with touching your hand. At that point, you can start raising your hand up and inviting them to try grain out of your hand at waist height. It's common for horses to have a hard time getting the grain in the right position. It has to be closer towards their chin than they would anticipate. When eating off the ground, a horse uses its lips to pull something towards its open mouth, but when they're eating out of their hand, they have to start with an open mouth and kind of lick the grain up past their teeth. If you keep your fists closed and then click when the horse nuzzles your hand, then immediately open your hand and deliver the treat, your horse will quickly learn that the sound of a click means, "Great job, take your treat." In less than an hour of training, these two Mustangs are well on their way to being great clicker horses.